Hey, what's good, YouTube? Today I'm gonna react to Nonstop Sports all-time best shooter from every NBA team. But let's get into the reaction, man.
Second all-time in three-pointers made, but he doesn't lead any. Ray Allen is second all-time in three-pointers made, but he doesn't lead any NBA franchise in made threes. So we broke down the numbers for some of the greatest shooters of the past and present. These are the best three-point shooters for every NBA franchise. Los Angeles Lakers. He wasn't a particularly great shooter from deep, but because he spent his entire career with the Lakers, and because he really liked to shoot, Kobe Bryant is by far the Lakers' all-time leader in three-pointers made.
Makes sense.
Former teammates Derek Fisher, Nick Van Exel, and Byron Scott are behind Kobe, while LeBron James occupies the number 5 spot. When it comes to accuracy, Steve Nash is at the top, with 42% of his threes finding the target. Boston Celtics. Larry Bird was the best shooter of his era. He led the league in made threes twice and won the three-point contest 3 times. However, Larry is not even in the Celtics' top 5 in made threes. Bird is trailing Marcus Smart, Ray Allen, Jason Tatum, and Antoine Walker. They all made less than 1,000 threes in a green jersey. Far away from everybody else on this list is the truth. Paul Pierce made 1,000.
So it's mainly about whoever been on the team the longest type shit, and whoever took the most threes. So
Far away from everybody else on this list is the truth. Paul Pierce, who made 1,823 three-pointers in his 15 years as a Celtic. New York Knicks. The Knicks have been successful in the 70s when they won only 2 titles, and then again in the 90s when they made another 2 trips to the finals but tasted no champagne. In this millennium, they made the playoffs only 6 times in 22 seasons.
Pitiful.
They became known for squandering away talent quickly.
This nigga Joakim Noah fucking airballing fucking
2 seasons. They became known for squandering away talent quickly. Bad draft picks, betting on the wrong players. So it's no wonder that their leading three-point shooters are from the 90s. Their best shooter was better known for his battles with Jordan and Reggie Miller. But John Starks also had a decent shooting stroke. And Starks led the NBA in three-pointers made in 1995. Starks' 982 made three-pointers are still at the top of the Knicks leaderboard. Allen Houston is a close second, and Carmelo Anthony is third, with 762 threes as a Knick. Cleveland Cavaliers. You probably already know which player leads the Cavs.
LeBron.
Yes, you're right. It's LeBron James, who leads the Cavaliers in just about any category, including the most important one,
that is
Finals
crazy.
MVP. The King made 1,251 threes with the Cavs and is ahead of Kevin Love, Mark Price, Kyrie, and J.R. Smith. Atlanta Hawks. Dominique Wilkins leads almost all Hawks leaderboards, but he did most of the damage inside the three-point line. Joe Johnson was a good shooter and was a 6-time All-Star in his 7-year tenure in the A. However, ISO Joe is only the second all-time three-point leader, behind Mookie Blaylock. Mookie spent 7 seasons in Atlanta in the 90s, and he was ahead of his time, shooting nearly 6 deep shots per game. Mookie nailed 1,053s in a Hawks jersey, but he's not going to stay at the top for long. Trae Young has already hit 733
Trae Young passing that man.
4 NBA seasons, and is almost certainly going to surpass Blaylock's record in the near future. Brooklyn Nets. If he hadn't tragically passed away in a car crash, Dražen Petrovic would probably be at the top of the Nets shooting list. Petro is still the 5th most accurate player ever behind the three-point line, with 43.7% career shooting from deep. However, above Petrovic in the top 5 are 2 current Nets players, Seth Curry and Joe Harris. Seth and Joe are also the Nets' all-time leaders in three-point percentage, while Harris also leads the franchise in threes made, in front of Jason Kidd and Kerry Kittles. Charlotte Hornets. When you're discussing shooting in the NBA,
Del Curry.
Curry name must be mentioned. And Seth grew up in Charlotte, where their father Del proved that he was one of the best marksmen in NBA history. In his 10 years as a Hornet, Del hit 929 triples, which made him a franchise leader in threes for 2 decades. In 2018, Kemba Walker broke his record. He made 1,283 three-pointers for Charlotte. Chicago Bulls. When someone said
Jordan.
Chicago Bulls. You think of MJ's mid-range mastery, Scotty's defense, or Derrick Rose's monstrous
Tony
dunks.
Kukoc or
But when it comes
something?
to Chicago's three-point shooters,
Steve Kerr.
the first association is Steve Kerr, who's the all-time NBA leader in three-point percentage. While the current Warriors coach did make 48% of his threes for the Bulls, he only took 2 per game and is nowhere near the top in made threes. You'd probably never guess that of the Bulls' all-time leaders in three-pointers, Jordan is 5th on that list. Pippen is 4th, while Ben Gordon and Zach LaVine occupy positions 2 and 3.
So Tony
the guy who
Kukoc
made the most threes as a Bull is Kirk Heinrich. Captain
this nigga Kirk Heinrich. Oh my god, bro. Bro, I forgot all about this nigga, bro. Damn.
Positions 2 and 3. The guy who made the most threes as a Bull.
Damn, my guesses for these
seasons in Chicago,
terrible.
And is the only player with over 1,000 threes.
Yeah, Kirk Heinrich, bro.
Dallas Mavericks.
He could shoot. Okay. Let me see. Damn, the easy choice is Dirk, bro, to be honest, because he's been there for like 40
one
fucking
player
years.
Who played 21 NBA seasons for one franchise, and his name is Dirk Nowitzki. Like LeBron, the blonde German is the all-time Mavs leader in almost any statistical category. Nowitzki made 1,982 threes, nearly 2 times more than Jason Terry, who is the next person on the list. Luka Doncic is currently the 5th Maverick in three-pointers made. Slowly but surely, he's catching up on all of Dirk's records. Denver Nuggets. Will Barton was recently traded to the Wizards, which means he will not be able to add more threes to his Nuggets tally. With 804 three-pointers made, Barton is still Denver's all-time leading marksman in front of J.R. Smith and Jamal Murray, who will probably be at the top of this list after the 2023 NBA season. Detroit Pistons.
Detroit Pistons, let me see. What's it called? Hamilton.
Were always known for defense and hard fouls, and not for shooting. Even though he played more than 1,000 games for Detroit, their all-time leader in threes made only 993s, and that's Joe Dumars. Chauncey Billups, a.k.a. Mr. Big Shot, is number 2 on the list with 890. Golden State Warriors. If you had to guess who's the Warriors' all-time leader in three-point percentage, you'd probably say Stephen Curry. You'd be wrong. After that, you'd probably say Klay Thompson, and be wrong again.
Don't tell me you're gonna be like Chris Mullin or some shit, bro.
With 46% accuracy from behind the arc, Anthony Morrow is the Warriors' all-time leader in three-point percentage, while Steph is number 3 and Klay is number 5. Of course, when it comes to three-pointers made, Steph is the all-time NBA leader with 3,117 threes after the 2022 season. Klay is second with 1,912.
That's crazy that Anthony Morrow
with 571 made threes. He's currently the number 6 all-time Warrior, and he's probably going to be 3rd in a few seasons. It's going to be a nice counter.
No, he won't. This man barely shoot any threes anymore, my nigga.
All-time Warrior. He's probably going to be 3rd in a few
seasons. Nigga be wide open, bricking.
It's going to be a nice counter argument when Charles Barkley starts teasing Draymond about his shooting struggles. Houston Rockets. Just like the Warriors, it's pretty obvious who holds the record here. While Golden State may have popularized pace and space basketball, the Rockets took it to the extreme. Maybe GM Daryl Morey and his analytics couldn't fool girls in high school, but they sure did set the new trend in the NBA. The Rockets' mantra was to only shoot behind the three-point line, and they had the perfect man for the job. James Harden proved to be one of the best scorers of all time with his step-back threes, lefty drives, and drawing fouls. The Beard made 2,029 three-pointers in Houston, which is more than double of Eric Gordon in 2nd place.
Damn.
Indiana Pacers. He played for the Pacers his entire career, from 1987 to 2005. He's known as the Nick Killer and Cheryl Miller's little brother. Towards the end of his career, teammates called him Uncle Reg. He's Reggie Miller, one of the best three-point shooters ever. In 2010, Ray Allen did break Uncle Reg's all-time three-point record, which Miller held for over a decade. But Reggie made 2,563s in his career, all for the Pacers. Los Angeles Clippers. While you probably knew who leads the Warriors, Rockets, and the Pacers in threes, you have to be the big NBA nerd.
Okay, let me see. Clippers? Who's on the fucking Clippers? Who's the three-point shooter for the Clippers? Let me see. Like, bro, they gotta be old, bro. Like, Chris Paul, like, come to mind. Like, you know, thinking about the Clippers and shit. He said biggest nerd. Who the fuck is it? I don't know.
Crystal, or a close family member to know which player leads the Clippers in three-pointers made. It's Eric Piatkowski, aka the Polish Rifle.
I would have
Played
never
for the
guessed
Clippers
it.
between 1994 and 2003. With 738 made threes, Piatkowski is ahead of players from the Lob City era. J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, and Chris Paul. Luke Kennard leads the Clippers in three-point percentage all
J.J. and
time.
Jamal
And in
Crawford.
the 2022 NBA season, he
I
actually
remember
led the
shots.
NBA in that category. Memphis Grizzlies. This one is pretty logical. The Grizzlies were founded in 1995, so their best three-point shooter has to be someone who played recently. The longest tenured Grizzlies ever are Zebo, Marc Gasol, and Mike Conley. And yes, you guessed it,
Mike
Conley
Conley.
is their all-time leader in threes, in front of Mike Miller and White Chocolate. The Grizzlies' all-time leader in three-point
in front
percentage
of Mike
plays
Miller?
on the team
Damn.
currently, and it's Desmond Bane. Keep an eye on this young guy, because we believe he's going to be one of the best shooters in the NBA in years to come. If he stays with Memphis, Bane is going to break Conley's record pretty soon. Miami Heat. He was known for his crossover and not his shots.
Tim Hardaway?
Now, we're not talking about Dwayne Wade. The Heat's all-time leader in threes is Tim Hardaway Sr., the original. Wade is actually only 7th on the Heat's all-time list with 481 made three-pointers. Hardaway made 806, and he's soon going to be passed by Duncan Robinson. Robinson is only 43s away from becoming the best shooter.
Hey man, if the nigga get fucking playing time, then probably. But it's like this nigga, he might get fucking traded because the Heat don't use him.
Only 43s away from becoming the best shooter in the Heat's history, while playing only 3 full seasons with Miami so far.
Well, all he do is run off screens and catch and shoot threes. So
shooters over the years. Dale Ellis, Del Curry, Kyle Korver, Keith Van Horn, Michael Redd, and of course Ray Allen. However, none of them lead the franchise in made threes.
Don't tell me it's Brandon Jennings.
Somebody who currently plays on the team.
Oh.
Of course, it's not
Middleton?
Giannis, but his running mates. Chris Middleton, who splashed 1,202
Okay.
three-pointers as a Buck. Minnesota Timberwolves. For a long time, the Wolves were one of the worst franchises
Love.
in the NBA and couldn't do anything after the departure of Kevin Garnett because their best players ever were big men and because nobody wanted to stay in the cold Minneapolis for too long. It's no surprise that they have only 2 players who made more than 500 threes in their jersey. The second on the list is Andrew Wiggins with 523 pointers. The number 1 spot is occupied by Karl Anthony Towns with 779 made threes. Even though he's a center, Cat has a 40% career
The self-proclaimed best shooting big man of all time.
shooter from deep, and he's arguably the best shooting center ever. New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans got its NBA franchise in 2002, and it's hard to guess their all-time leaders.
Chris
But
Paul?
we did the research for this. We would have sworn that Chris Paul is number 1 here, but he's not even in the top 5.
Damn.
It's actually Drew Holiday with 628 made threes, ahead of Peja Stojakovic and Ryan Anderson.
Peja Stojakovic. Oh my God, yo. Peja Stojakovic was nice. He had the nice jumper. And Ryan Anderson, man. Nice stretch for
Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder took the franchise away from Seattle. And in the NBA books, the Supersonics records count as OKC records. So the best three-point shooter in their joint history played just 1 season in Seattle. And then he transferred to Oklahoma, together with the entire franchise. Of course, we're talking about Kevin Durant, who made 1,143 threes between 2007 and 2016. Contrary to the popular belief that he can't shoot, Russell Westbrook is pretty high on the list, in 3rd place with 922 made threes. Orlando Magic. The 2 leading three-point makers for the Magic both played with Shaquille O'Neal in the 1995 NBA Finals. One is known for having the record for most three-pointers made in a season, while the other missed 4 consecutive free throws in the deciding moments of Game 1 of the 95 Finals.
Oh, isn't that Nick Anderson or some shit?
We're talking about Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson, who are still the top shooters in Orlando, even after the three-point revolution. Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers had some pretty efficient shooters, like Dana Barros, Kyle Korver, J.J. Redick, or Seth Curry. But their all-time leader in threes is a guy who never met a shot he didn't like, even though he was never very efficient. Allen Iverson is the Sixers' leader in threes made with 800.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. He's shooting that bitch.
Phoenix Suns. Steve Nash is primarily known as a passer because he had eyes on the back of his head and could find teammates in traffic like he was a magician. Nash led the NBA in assists for 5 seasons, but his passing is probably his second best skill.
Steve Nash,
why? Because Nash
bro,
is one
his
of the
accuracy
best and most
is
efficient
crazy.
shooters in NBA history.
Facts.
Only 9 players ever recorded 50-40-90 shooting splits for the season. Everybody in the 50-40-90 club only had 1 such season. Larry Bird had 2, but Nash had 4. Steve is close to shooting 50-40-90 for his entire career, and frankly, he should have been more selfish. Still, he's the Suns' all-time leader in three-pointers made, with 1,051, and in three-point percentage with 43.5%. However, Devin Booker is closing in, and he needs just 84 threes to replace Nash at the top.
Oh.
Portland Trailblazers.
He's gonna beat that.
You know what time it is? It's Dame time. Damian Lillard is, of course, the all-time leader in threes for the Blazers. A 10-year veteran averages 3 deep shots made each game and currently has 2,143 threes to his name, which is good for number 9 on the all-time NBA list.
Oh, so
Sacramento Kings. Okay. The Kings haven't made the playoffs since 2006, and their 16-year absence from the postseason is an NBA record.
Jesus.
Their last good team nearly made the finals.
Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know what. Bro, the NBA gotta do something about the Kings, dog. Like, I don't know. Ownership gotta give up the team or some shit. Cause this is ridiculous, man.
When Peja Stojakovic was tearing up defense,
bro, the fans should be able to boycott the fucking owner and make and make them sell the team, bro. Cause bro, this some bullshit. Them and the fucking Knicks, bro. Cause this is ridiculous.
Good team nearly made
bro, you can't be fucking up this long, man.
Peja Stojakovic was tearing up defenses from deep. We figured that he'd be the franchise leader in threes due to his 8-year tenure in Sacramento, but we were wrong. Stojakovic made 1,070 shots behind the arc, good enough for the number 2 spot, with 1,248 made three-pointers.
Oh,
Buddy
buddy.
Hield is the best shooter in history,
buddy.
despite playing 133 games less than Peja. San Antonio Spurs. He started his career with the Spurs with many doubters, and with long dark hair.
The Hall of Famer, Manu.
An enormous bald spot, but left the game as a legend. Of course, we're talking about Manu Ginobili, who made 1,495 threes for the Spurs. But interestingly, the all-time Spurs leader in three-point percentage is Pau Gasol, which tells you that he should have been playing like Nowitzki all along. Toronto Raptors.
That's crazy. It was
small
Pau.
and stocky, and he's been told he wasn't clutch almost his entire career. But he changed that narrative late in his career and helped the Raptors win their first NBA title. He's Kyle Lowry. With 1,518 threes for Toronto, he's by far the best three-point shooter in franchise history. Utah Jazz. Like Steve Nash, John Stockton is primarily known as a passer, which removes the fact that he was a hell of a shooter. Stockton shot 51% from the field and 39% for 3 for his career. Just like Nash, he should have taken more shots himself. John is 3rd on the all-time three-pointers list. Joe Ingles is number 1, but since he got traded to the Bucks, Donovan Mitchell will surpass him during the 2023 season. Washington Wizards.
Donovan Mitchell got fucking traded.
Really loyal guy, or he really wanted to get that 5-year supermax that only Washington could have offered him. Whatever the case may be, Beal is the franchise leader in threes with 1,434 makes, nearly 600 more than Gilbert Arenas at number 2. If he stays in the capital city, Beal is likely going to own nearly all franchise records.
Well, another great fucking video from fucking Nonstop Sports. Some of these people, wasn't predictable at all. Like fucking the nigga for the fucking Clippers, it was like Eric some shit. It was like, what, bro? Like, bro, you would think it would be CP3, but no. And then the Pelican one, it was Drew Holiday, and you would guess it would be CP3, but it wasn't. But another great video from fucking Nonstop Sports, man. But like, comment, subscribe. So just anything else you want me to react to, down below in the comments. But check out in the next one.